Okay, today in class we talked about whether a relation is a function, if it's a function or if it's a relation. And one of the ways that we learn to test is by using something called a vertical line test. Okay, so vertical means it goes up and down, like this line right here. Okay, it's going up and down. And one of the things that we can do when it's on a graph is use this vertical line to see if a graph is a function. And the way we do that is by starting the line on the left-hand side of the graph, and you can use your pencil or something like that, and you just move it along your graph from left to right. Notice, as I move this line across this graph, it always only hit one time. It never hit more than one time. So because of that, this graph is a function. Every single one of these x values, see if I stop on every x value, it's only hitting the graph one time. In this example, as I start moving it along, all of a sudden, right here, right here, right here, notice I'm hitting this graph in two places. Notice every time I have an x value, sorry, I'll use a color, I keep hitting two places on the line. So I move it to the next one, to 3, and it hit twice again. Move it to 4, it's hitting twice. All it needs to do is fail once. But if that's the case, this one is a relation. Sorry, this one was a function. Okay, so let's test that on the next one. Okay, notice I'm only hitting one dot. One dot. One dot. One dot. This one is a function. Sorry. This one is a function. Okay, and the last example from this section, if I slide it along, this is so far it's a function. When I get here, this is where these two dots are where I'm wondering, okay, maybe this won't be a function. But since this upper one is an open circle, we're not actually counting that number, right? When with all of our work with inequalities, we know that that number doesn't count. And then it continues to be a function. So even though this one looks a little funny, this one is still a function. On the other side of our notes, we had a page that looked like this, or questions that look like this. So here's our vertical line. And it's at 1, it hits one dot. But what happens at 2? It hits two dots. The rest of it is fine. The rest of it only hits one dot. However, right here, I hit two dots, so this is a relation. It's not a function. It's just a set of data. If I come over to this one, I'm only on one dot, one dot, one dot, one dot, see, all the way along. So this one is fine. This one is a function. These were practice problems that we did in class. Let me grab this guy. Uh-oh. Sorry, intermission here. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, this is where we were. I'll just draw a new line. For some reason it doesn't want me to cut and paste. Okay, here's a new line. Okay, if I check number 9, as I go across, notice I'm only hitting one dot at a time. If I come to number 10, two dots. Three dots, right? So this one is a function. This one is a relation. Okay, if you check the last two, that one's a function. That one's a function. Okay, we talked about writing a BCR. So number 9, for example, is a function because it passes the vertical line test that we just used. Number 10 is not a function because it fails the vertical line test when x is -1, right here, right? This failed right here. And when x is 2. So when x is 2, which is right here, notice this x value 2 has 3 different y values. This is 2, 2, 2, 3, and 2, 4. Notice how there's x values that have more than one y value. So this is how you can tell whether or not a function is a function or a relation using a vertical line test.